Hello, Dr. Patrick Porter here, and I'd like to welcome you to the Kennedy Health and Wellness Center, where you're very lucky because you'd have to drive about 4 hours to experience the type of technology that you have right there at the Kennedy Health and Wellness Center. So what I want to talk a little bit today about is about brain stress and about stress in general, because what they say, the National Institutes of Health as well as the World Health Organization, that stress either creates or exacerbates problems like physical disorders, mental disorders, and it's called stress. And it all starts with the brain, because your brain is the main processor of all information. From what you see, hear, and experience in the world, it comes in, and our brain then has to detect, is this something that's bad for me? Is this something good for me? Is this a joyful event? Is this a sad event? And this part of the brain is called the reticular activating system. And that's really where the BrainTap excels, because this is unconscious. It's automatic. If you've ever been to a movie, and in the middle of the movie, when it got scary, you immediately closed your eyes and said, whoa, this is a scary movie. It's not real. You did that because you wanted to turn off the frontal lobe. This is the part of the brain that has that beta consciousness that we're talking about. And if that happens, if that stressful event happens over and over and over again, what happens is you get something called sympathetic survival syndrome. This is where your nervous system, basically the sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight brain, it stays on and doesn't disengage. If it doesn't disengage, then you don't heal. And it all starts with your brain, and it really starts with a good night's sleep. So we're going to talk about both those things today and how the brain tapping system helps that. Now, for those of you that haven't experienced BrainTap, then you're going to have to get on the equipment here at the Kennedy Health and Wellness Center and try it out for yourself. But for those that have, you know your eyes are closed, the light is moving through closed eyelids and being attracted by the optic nerve. This nerve actually is really concerned with what's going on in the world around you and what are these flashes all about. Now your eyes are closed, so you're not going to use it the same way that we see, although the lights won't harm you at all. You could actually look at it with your eyes open as long as you're not epileptic. So as you look at the lights with your eyes closed, the brain is going, hey, what's going on in this right eye? What's going on in this left eye? Well, the brain, that is a stressful event, but the brain itself loves patterns. So then we accompany that with lights in the ears and sound. So first, let me address the light scenario, what's happening with BrainTap. Your body, the most underprescribed nutrient on earth right now is light. Because we live in our houses, we drive in our cars, we're not exposed to the vitamin D that we need. In fact, some of you that get caught up in being inside all the time or have those winter hours, you can get what's called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start stimulating the brain with 470 nanometer blue light and 633 nanometer red light. This is going to wake up the brain. Now, the nice thing about your ears, besides allowing you to hear the world around you, is that all the blood in your body moves through your ears every 3 to 5 minutes, where throughout the rest of your body, it's every 45 seconds. So as this 3 to 5 minutes through the ears, what happens is that means it's a perfect place to put light into the body, because hemoglobin absorbs photons. Those photons then circulate through the bloodstream and find the cells of your body that are going through what's called apoptosis, that's cell death. That mitochondria, the energy of the cell, which makes ATP then, absorbs that photon, starts the Krebs cycle, and starts the body functioning again. Now, why is this important for our brain? As we go through life and stresses and just everyday run-of-the-mill information, we're creating a toxic situation in our brain. So that's why it's so important that we sleep, because science has shown that if we don't get level 4 sleep, then we never really detox our brain. In the 2016 issue of American Scientific, they talked about the lymphatic system in the brain and how it has like a blood-brain barrier. So what happens is when you reach that level 4 sleep, and this is one of the things where BrainTap really excels, when you reach that level 4 sleep at night, it should happen anywhere between 5 to 7, maybe even 9 times during the night. Then for that micro burst, your brain then detoxes. If you never reach level 4 sleep, guess what? You don't detox in the way it's appropriate, so you get what's called leaky brain, just like you might have heard at the Kennedy Health and Wellness Center about leaky gut. You get leaky brain. This can cause brain fog, confusion, headaches, all the things that you don't want as we get better looking and more intelligent with age. The key here is called neuroplasticity and how we handle and manage change, because change itself is stressful. And if the brain is experiencing this stress, what we really need to do is disengage that fight or flight brain and engage the healing brain. This is the parasympathetics. So this is what happens when you're getting your chiropractic adjustment, or you're under the lipo lights, or you're using the brain tapping system. The nervous system is being instructed to relax, to let go of the cares, the concerns of the day, and then into a brainwave state known as alpha and theta. These are the healing states. In fact, it's said that if you don't engage the parasympathetic system, no healing can happen. So my hope for you is that as you experience the brain tapping system, that you move through these different levels of the mind. Think of beta, where we're at right now, as our reactionary mind. It's very stressful because we're reacting to information. So we need to calm that down, get into alpha and theta. This is your intuitive and your inventive mind. Now, while you're there, you'll begin to visualize and then realize changes in your life. You'll go through a series of different attributes, and they know now that you can change up to 1,200 gene expressions through visualization techniques. So my hope for you is to experience all that Kennedy Health and Wellness has to offer and begin to use the brain tapping system to eliminate the one thing that you can, the stress in your life. You can't get rid of the stress, but what you can do is you can manage that stress. Our body is like a capacitor. It builds up stress throughout the day. If we have a way to ground that stress, to get rid of that stress out of our nervous system, then we can treat ourselves and others with more love, more compassion, and have a better life, to show up as the best you possible. So again, congratulations for being a part of the Kennedy Health and Wellness program. And I look forward to being there along the way. For those of you listening to BrainTap, you'll be able to experience these different brainwave states. All you need to do, it's so simple, is close your eyes, sit back, relax. Your brain will do the rest. In fact, we know through tools like NeuroInfinity, the WAVI system, the New Mind system, these are all systems that measure brainwave activity, what they call EEG, that as you listen to the brain tapping program, whether awake or asleep, your brain is going through these different processes, going through beta, which is stimulating the serotonin, that part of the brain that is reasoning mind. We need to keep that active. And then there's the alpha, which is the intuitive mind, which is going to trigger acetylcholine, which is that feel-good neurotransmitter. And then when you get to theta, that's when we're going to stimulate that GABA transmission. All of these neurotransmitters, the brain has to be in the right brainwave state to instruct your gut, because 90% of all the neurotransmitters in your body or more are made in your gut, not in your brain. But that can't happen if you're stressed out. So put on the brain tapping headset, close your eyes, allow the light, sound, vibration, and the guided imagery to guide you through the process. Remember, just let it happen. The word let means in no way help or hinder the process. Just relax, no pressure. If you can fall asleep, that's even better. Just let yourself go. Experience the benefits of brainwave entrainment. Again, thanks for being here, and I look forward to being there along the way and hearing about all your successes.